Change, change, change. 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 The shade of blue. Oh, one of these mornings, the shade is gonna break. But up until then, yeah, I'm gonna take all I can say. Oh, yeah. Change, change, change. 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 Shade of blue. Oh, change, change, change. Change, change, change. Oh, change, change, change. Shade of blue.
Anti-Afro Svengalis. Update, update, update. This week was really head spinning. I kept trying to finish several videos, and very clearly, all these interruptions, worthwhile interruptions, but I'm trying to get these videos posted. You see the title. What I did this past week. I forced myself not to mention that I had this interview with the police, because if I mentioned it, then I was going to self-impose an obligation that I quite possibly couldn't meet, because I was trying to get those two videos out on top of all these other things I had to get done. Yes, I had an interview with law enforcement on Wednesday, and it was unexpected. I was in the middle of trying to get the video done, reaction video to the Derek Chauvin verdict and all that, and completely unexpected interview. And I actually believe that was by design. And it was very interesting because the things that were asked, very, I don't even know how to put it. I've been trying to figure out a way to give you the information, because there were certain things that were said that leave me just floored. At the same time, there's other information that I know I probably shouldn't be saying, but I definitely want to make sure I give you all an update. Let me clarify. Yes, this is about the situation with Rev G. And while I'm saying Rev G, I want to make sure everyone is very clear about one thing. This is about actually Umar Johnson and what he did, what he got started. Let's make no mistake about that. I haven't forgotten about that. Who's forgotten about that? This is a chain reaction based on what Umar Johnson did, what Umar Johnson started. Because giving an opinion about what someone is doing, making people aware that someone is professing to be something that he or she is not, doesn't meet the standard of illegal behavior. The reaction of Umar Johnson and what followed thereafter is the issue. But don't get me wrong, because when I have this interview, I'm not going to tell you the agency, and I will not say how many interviewed me. But this was a very different type of interview. This is the second time I've been interviewed in association with this case. And this is actually the third time I've been requested to provide documentation. But the documentation I was requested to provide this time was quite different and a lot more extensive. What I want to do, I want to jump to the near end of the interview, because that was perhaps one of the most shocking, I don't know how to even, there were several names that were given to me, and I was asked whether or not I knew who these people were. I'm going, no, I don't know that person. Do you know this person? No, never heard of that person. Don't know that person. So they're asking me several names. Then I was informed of the association, social media association by what do you call screen name or avatar. Was I aware that this person is actually this person? No, I know the screen name you're referring to, but I don't know the person. I never met the person, people, because there were several people. None of these people you were mentioning have I ever spoken to or communicated with. So what they were saying is this is our due diligence of a warning and for you to take caution that if you haven't spoken to these people either ever or recently, that we strongly advise you that you do not do so. Don't resume or don't commence. So I'm basically saying, what the hell are you telling me? Like, what are you trying to say? And they stated, we just told you. They wouldn't give me any other information aside from saying if they had information that anyone's life was in danger, like an imminent threat, they would let the person know. They are just saying, do not speak to these people. There's also a misunderstanding or misinformation. This is very important. That just because someone isn't being physically threatened with violence, somehow people want to believe that there's no crime being committed, and that's false. That is one of the biggest mistakes people make. It isn't only threatening people with physical violence on social media that's illegal. There are other illegal behaviors. I did ask, what other types of things? Of course, they're not going to tell me. They were not giving up a lot of information. They were playing it close to the vest. They wanted information from me. They wanted links. They even wanted dead links. And I actually have to get, there's a couple of more things I need to get to them. I did send them information, and they emphasized this is multi-state. Yes, there's free speech. Do not communicate. That is the very strong recommendation. And they did eventually make a point to say if people do, talk to people and just get into all of this tussle and rustle and fighting and screaming, what can happen is a mutual situation of one person who started out claiming they were being, victimized. That person can end up crossing the line because they get so frustrated, they feel nothing's being done, and they end up crossing the line into illegal activity, which of course absolutely has never occurred with me. So their reassurance was, keep that in mind. If you know you haven't done anything like engaged in any type of illegal activity, conspired with others, absolutely nothing to worry about. And that is the position I'm in. Very clearly, they made no mistake about it, that they can get to the bottom of whatever's been going on. And I say whatever's been going on because who really knows what's going on? The demons know what's going on. And I'm pretty certain the police know as well. But don't be misled, because any other illegal activity that they find along the way obviously is going to be dealt with. And does anybody have any doubt that is the case? I don't have any doubt because I actually am aware of some shit that's going on. I'm not getting into that, but I became independently aware of that. So if I know about it, What makes you think law enforcement's not going to know about it or doesn't already know about it? Because I already suspect they've been looking internally. And if they're going to get a search warrant on my electronic equipment, because they were asking me about what devices I use, if they're going to be getting my shit, you think they're going to skip over these demons who've been threatening and harassing not just Rev G, others? They're going to find a pattern. It's not going to just stop with Rev G. Because when they get on all of this electronic equipment and they see how many other people have been harassed, it's going to explode. And of course, I know they have already been looking. They're just asking me for corroboration and additional information. I don't have any doubt they've got it covered, people. This is what people wanted, attention. Now they got it. I cannot emphasize enough to you people how some people think this is so cute and funny. I think people watch too much fantasy TV or whatever you want to call it to pull up with a SWAT unit with all these guns blaring, busting into someone's house, throwing him on the ground. Who said that anyone's looking for that? You can receive information in the mail. You can have a deputy sheriff show up at your house and hand you a summons to show your ass up at the local federal court, at the local municipal court, at the local superior court. And if you don't show your ass up there, there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest. And that's because you're getting charged with a criminal offense. It does not mean that you're going to be jacked up and they're going to show up at your house. They can do that if they want to, because if they find other shit on the system of these demons, it could lead to anything. And no, don't exclude me. I'm the one talking. That's why I'm saying me. I'm not leaving myself out of the equation. They're going to be looking. And if they find I'm engaging in some nefarious activities, I am going to be let off the hook because I filed a report? No. If I'm engaging in any illegal activities, I'm going to be prosecuted. That is not anything I have ever worried about, nor will I. So this is not just an investigation for the demons. It's an investigation involving all of those involved. And I am absolutely not worried. In particular, it's going to be quite alarming. And honestly, it was alarming for them to know I haven't exchanged a single message. I think somebody sent me an email asking for, I think, one of the lawsuits. But a conversation, being in the chat rooms and going to live streams and arguing with these demons, it has never happened. So that is called uncontested harassment. And in some states, it is a criminal offense in criminal court. And it just so happens the leading state, which is Missouri, that statute is criminal. Dovetailing back to what law enforcement said, this is a multi-state investigation. Any person who defends him or herself becomes their victim. And then I did ask them, I did ask a question. What was it? Do you have any other information about this occurring before? We cannot disclose that. We can't get into anything about what specifically we have learned, other than we confirmed when you gave us a date and a time about something that occurred that I reported. They can confirm that because I gave that to them, but they were not going to give me other information about, like, for example, if Jane Doe had reported something, they were not going to confirm. If someone else had reported someone and there was some documentation, they were not going to confirm that for me. But this was a very serious situation. I feel, I guess I will say, vindicated that law enforcement is actively involved in this situation. I'm going to continue doing what I do. I've broken no laws. I have no concerns. The demons know they're wrong. The demons know they have broken the law, and that is something the demons are going to have to answer to. I'm not going to answer to what someone else has done. They did what they did, and they're going to answer for that one way or another. Meanwhile, my life is not at all turned upside down. My life was pretty busy because of things that I have to do, whether they are things that I are required to do because of my obligations or things that I want to do because I want to have fun in life, which I do most of the time. That's going to continue. I'm going to keep posting videos. I'm going to keep bringing the truth. There's nothing anyone can say or do or talk shit about me or lie about me that's going to shut me up. This has been going on for how long? The people who are engaging in illegal activities, their lives have been turned upside down. And you really think about it. We know this has been going on long before they came to YouTube. We've already confirmed that ourselves. We don't need law enforcement to tell us. I was trying to see if they would confirm information, and of course they wouldn't do it. That's okay. Eventually, when this hits a courtroom, this is a legitimate case that's building, we will get the information and everybody will see exactly what has been going on with this investigation. In the meantime, keep your head above water. Make sure you hang with those who care about you and have your back. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.